Was good. I want to get into this whole thing with the elites, Stephen A. and him folding. Um, with this here, let's go into this live stream that Tim Black TV has done. Let's get into it.
Now you can stream Countdown to Christmas exclusively on Hallmark Plus.
This dude has a 17-minute introduction. Y'all, I ain't know he had this long of an introduction. I done fast forwarded up to the 32-minute mark, and he's still playing his introduction. Maybe he had technical problems or something. I don't know.
Of covering Charlie Kirk. That's enough, man. How y'all doing, people? My name is Tim Black. Welcome back to the Tim Black Show. Sorry for the late start. We had to get some things together for the broadcast tonight, but you know how it is. We're recording a live show. We're recording segments to go into our feed, so we gotta make sure we have the content correct to do so. I want to say what's up to my moderators if you're in the building. I'm not even sure, but I think they are. I think Buck's here. Let's check and see who's in the house tonight. We got Buck. We got the one and only Buck Bewley in the place. You said my audio is good. Shout out to Black Mamba and Ebony if they're around. What up, Tim Black's Wolfpack? How y'all doing? Give it up for them. Yeah, man. Oh. Yeah, man. A lot going on, a lot happening, guys. I got a straight to the point kind of show tonight. Brother was like, wow, man, lots been happening. We got the content that's swirling around on the internet. We know what's happening with the government shutdown. We've talked about that numerous times on the channel. Doesn't seem to be a topic that my audience cares about. I think I kind of screwed myself covering Charlie Kirk. Seems like I got new people that don't care about the news. That's what happens. But my YouTube people that watch the shows, they care about stuff. But it's the people in my YouTube feed, so it's mixed up. I only got like 10%, only about 10% of the people that watch the live streams watch clips. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know who I'm talking to right now, except my Wolfpack. So, if you got content ideas, suggestions, videos, stories that you'd like me to cover, send them my way so I'll know what my viewers like, what they're interested in. Because I'm just going to go with what I think is correct. And I won't be covering everything. Someone said to me today, Tim, someone left a comment on my channel. It's not a new comment. It's a comment I've heard before. They said, Tim Black, we love your show. I used to love you. I love you, Tim Black. I used to love you because you were both parties suck. And now it just looks like you just think Democrats suck. And, you know, it's not a new comment. I get that all the time, particularly from progressives who don't like me beating up on the Democrats. They don't even understand my core battle. A lot of people don't get my core battle. I'm an advocate for Black American community.
Exactly.
I made my choice that that's what I wanted to do. I want my legacy to be, I fought for my people to get us free. I fought to make my people have an independent media voice that doesn't take money from the Democratic Party. It's a very rare thing. I know there are a lot of people here who don't give a shit about that. But it's important to me because I know the landscape of media. And I know there are very few independent media entities that have any weight, any gravitas, any credibility, any background, anything like any rep, any numbers that aren't already co-opted by the Democratic Party. It's very few. And then to make Black people a prominent focus, a priority in your content, not to just be a Black face, but to actually cover Black content from a Black perspective, to speak up for Black people, that's important to me. And, you know, frankly, guys, I get it, you know. You may want me to be more critical of the Republican Party. You know, there's like 8,000 channels that all do that. I don't know why everybody wants me to do it too, unless you think I'm being too effective. And that's where it gets to another point because, like I said, there are 18,000 channels that all shit on Trump. There are very few Black channels that aren't sellout conservative channels who don't have any, like,
Were you recently injured in a car accident? If so, you need to stop now and immediately call an experienced auto accident attorney. Look at this check for
sellout conservative channels who don't have any, like, there are a lot of conservative Black channels that I don't feel have any credibility. There's guys reacting on videos who've never been to a press conference, never rallied, never interviewed anyone, never did anything in the political space, never did any journalistic work whatsoever, who are just grabbing mics and grabbing phones and talking about how bad, you know, people are. And it's fine, man. This is the internet. Anybody can do whatever they want to do. And who knows, in 5-10 years, they will have become seasoned. But until then, there's me. Until then, there's me. And by the way, guys, nothing for nothing, but for about 8 years, I was that guy. And how many of these people supported me? Very few. For 8 years, I was the biggest independent media on the left in the fucking world that was black. The biggest black independent media in the world. And how many people supported me? What were my numbers? How was I doing? People remember selectively. And you let progressives take me, you let white progressives and a few black progressives who wanted to be big, who were riding with a certain white guy, destroy me as best they could. And a lot of you didn't help me. So how dare you come back over here after I built up a whole different thing and said, you know what, fuck it. This is what I'm put here to do anyway. And it took 5 years. You thought I was dead, and I'm back out of the ashes, and I'm a new guy. I'm sticking to my stuff. I'm sticking to my point of view. And now you want to complain that I'm not somebody else. Well, you know what? I'm not somebody else. I won't be somebody else. I'm going to be who I am, baby. I'm going to do this. And if you want to watch somebody bash Trump, go watch any of those other channels. Go watch Bakari. Go watch Don Lemon. Go watch Roland. Go watch one of them. You got a lot of people that do that. Why do you need me to do it? And why do you need me to try to destroy black people? Huh? Why do you need me to be both sides of how black people need to do this and do that? There are a lot of black channels and a lot of conservative channels that shit on black people that run those clips all day. Why do you need me to do it? Why is it that you need to hear me from me? You want to buck break me? Huh? You know you subscribe to more channels than me, fuckhead. I know you got more channels that you watch. So you're just trying to co-opt me, because I'm sure you watch other people that report on the shit you're trying to get me to report on. Don't they already cover that? Why do you need me to do it? I'm going to tell you one time, and I'm going to tell you very clearly. White lady, stop white lady. Black guy, stop. White guy, stop white guying. Okay? Stop white guying. And corny black progressive, stop corny black progressiving. I love you. I wish you the best. Now, when you want to come over and get a harsh critique of the Democratic Party, when you want to come over and see a channel that fights for black Americans to get something for their vote, that's trying to wake black people up out of giving the Democratic Party their vote 90% of the time. I don't even know why this is debatable. You got one group of people in America that give their vote to one party 90% of the time.
Yeah.
And you're complaining that I'm trying to change that. I mean, who's really the problem here? I mean, who's really ridiculous? You or me? I just told you, no other group in America does that. So everybody else is just Looney Tunes, or maybe we need some calibrating. Because, see, the Democrats have used fear. You know, there's a thing called Stockholm Syndrome. You know what Stockholm Syndrome is? I think it was coined, the term was coined by a kidnapped victim who had been kidnapped so long they began to have sympathy and empathy for the kidnapper. They no longer saw themselves as a victim, but they saw themselves as in some type of symbiotic friend relationship between the kidnapper and themselves. They even went so far as to feel endeared. They had endearment for the kidnapper. That's what I think has happened to black Americans. That and a good scoop of false narratives, fear-mongering, arm-twisting, threats, and shame. And also a good dose of black faces in high places who are paid operatives who are given a lot of money. See, I haven't been given a lot of money. All this complaining and yapping and in my ear and complaining and yapping and in my ear, no one's paid me to do the shit I do.
A gigantic NBA scandal breaks out with prosecutions galore. Plus, Bernie Sanders just let the cat.
I'm not getting the hookups. So what are you complaining about? I'm not Tim Pooling it over here, Benny Johnson it over here. Or, weren't there some people on the left taking money too? Yeah, they were. I'm not doing that either. So what's really wrong, man? You got one black guy that's very focused over this joint. And you want to do what you can to stop that. With your horrible advice and your backbiting, your backstabbing.
Talk about
I think what it is, I'm too effective and you want to fuck it up. That's what I really think it is. Well, guess what, Johnson? It ain't going to happen. I'm going to keep doing what I do. We're going to continue to ride the way we're riding. I don't have to every show say, hey, guys, I don't want you to become Republicans. I want you to become an independent thinker that makes a decision based on what's best for your community and best for your family. I never said never vote Democrat. I said demand something for your vote. Make a decision, not with this foggy idea that these people are your friends, but that this is a transaction. And that you need to get something for it. Something of value. I don't know why you would have any problem with that. If you want to hear somebody who says what you say, the way you say it, look, dog, take your smartphone out, you coward. Take your smartphone out, point it at your face, and go out and put your public likeness in the market square. Yeah, you go do it. You go put your face out there. Be up for people to say what's wrong with your nose or your eye or your head or what's there. And be ready for the criticism. Be ready for the death threats and the hate and waking up the stupid DMs from greedy, selfish people with their own ambitions. People that stab you in the back. Some people that you advocate for who do nothing but try to trip you up because they're afraid you're going to take their place. Cowards and backstabbers. Deal with it all.
Talk
and then
about
also
it.
deal with the great people. The people that support you and the people that you agree with and that agree with you, that you have a partnership and you feel a kinship in that understanding. And that's, of course, all the bad people overshadow it. All the bad people overshadow it, but that's there too. But go ahead, since you have such ideas, you are so full of advice. Take it and you use it. You use it, goofy. You use it. Take it and use it. You be the voice. That's what I did. I didn't know anybody. I got no help. I had a $50 webcam with a built-in mic. Go do it. But you don't want to, do you? You want somebody else to do it. That you don't even support. I'm done with you. I'm wasting time. We got real news to get on with. I just thought I'd clean my palate before I go in on these people that I need to go in on.
Oh, go ahead, brother.
Welcome to the Tim Black Show. We do this Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And to think I was almost on the verge of calling in today. Glad I did. Then you people would have missed the benefit of that rant. People always want to tell you what to do when they ain't really done it themselves. And everybody has a plan for you. Everyone has advice. It's crazy. The people that I need advice will never fucking get it. When was the last time, like, a Roland Martin? Not that it would be ideological, but you know business. Do you think these people that see other people doing shit reach out to try to give guidance and support? No. They're too busy worried you might get market share. No, only a dumbass like me was bringing on people after people after people on my channel. They don't do that anymore. I had so many people on my channel. What they do? Half of them stab me in the back and join with other people, and it's crazy. We don't care. We don't care. get to the business, Tiff. Get to the business. No one cares, Tiff. No one cares, no one cares, no one cares.
What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't
just
understand
coffee,
the
just cool down
definitions
a
of
little bit.
these words.
Hope the coffee's cool. Here we go, good. So, Johnson, here we go. Here goes the thing. So, tonight we're going to cover Jasmine Crockett and the one and only Letitia James, Attorney General in the state of New York. We got to have a good time tonight, Johnson. I want to start with Letitia James only because, well, you know, I see everyone's gone live about Stephen A. And that's going to take a minute. So maybe the Letitia James story will be a little bit more brief and concise. You guys ready for it? I'm ready for it. You ready for it? Let's go. Let's do Letitia James. Before we do, become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. Don't be like the people I just mentioned earlier who got all the great ideas about what I should be doing. Unlike those people. And I don't mean the good people that, hey Tim, man, hey, check out this story, Tim. And, you know, I don't mean the people that are like, hey man, have you seen this? Hey man, I was watching this and I thought of you. I don't mean you guys. You guys are cool. You guys help. You guys are helpful. I'm talking about assholes. You know what? So many people contact me every day with bullshit. When I talk about people, I think some people think I'm talking about them when I'm not. There are a lot of people that you just don't know. You don't know. It's a lot of people. So don't assume just because you sent me something that I mean you. I'm talking about assholes.
This is Buick. Now. Buick. Exceptional by design.
Get 0.9% APR on these 2025 Buick models. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get up to $3,000 allowance on.
That I mean you. I'm talking about assholes. I'm talking about assholes. But yeah, there's some people trying to manipulate a brother. And I have a platform, and I can say what I want to say, and occasionally it gets a little much, and I feel like it's time to hit back. But I don't mention their names, and I don't dox them. Now, the Tim Black Wolfpack. These are the VIPs of the Tim Black Show. The Tim Black Wolfpack are the people that keep this show running. They're the people that keep the lights on in here. They're amazing. They support independent media. They understand that this is a bootstrap operation. And that we run on the strength of the people. We don't run on the strength of parties. It'd be so much simpler. You don't get it. It'd be so much simpler just to be a sellout. I'm up here mad and yelling because I'm not. Maybe that's my problem, right? Maybe I need to be one. Then I'll be calm and cool, collected. Nah, I think you're always upset. Look at Roland. He's always mad. He's not getting enough advertising revenue. The guy got almost $500,000 from Kamala Harris alone, and he's still yelling that other people don't invest in him enough. They're not giving him enough money. Maybe a lot of shit on your network is just garbage, Roland. You do know that most of the shit on your network are people that couldn't cut it even on YouTube on their own. How could they be good on your platform, Goofy? I mean, I'm just being honest. You got people on, Roland Martin, you got people on your Star app that couldn't build a 3,000 person audience on their own on YouTube. But you done shitted on everybody black that's not you. That's in media space that has any type of following, any type of reputation. So they can't be on your app. So you go get people that haven't put any skin in the game, haven't put any time in, haven't built up a following. Then you get mad you don't get advertisers. You got no fresh blood on your app. You got a bunch of yes men and uninteresting individuals. And you know this, man. So what do you really expect? And that was free consultation to the Roland Martin, Unfiltered, the Black Star Network. But here on the Tim Black Show, we have lots of charisma. We just don't have no damn support. I mean, from, bigger networks or bigger whatever. So we do it here because we are the people. And that's just a better way to do it, frankly. I'm too old, man. I used to have a regular job. I already did that for 25 years. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't dream of being in the media business to come and be having people tell me what to do. Charlie Kirk, he jumped the line. Hold on a second here, guys. This is a good one. Charlie Kirk took money from billionaires. He didn't build anything up by himself. He had a lot of help. People gave him millions of dollars. So one of the theories that's out there is that those people got pissed at him when he wanted to try to be his own guy. That's
Basically,
one of the theories that
that's basically what happened.
She's not as straightforward as She strung it out over a week or two. But that's basically what she's saying. Right? There you go, in a nutshell. And I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not here to verify or contradict her claims. I haven't researched it. But what I am able to say is that that's possible. When people give you millions of dollars, and then they have an understanding that you're going to do a certain type of content, and you're going to stay within a certain guardrails, and then you say, screw them. Meanwhile, you will still have their money in your pocket. Being from wherever he was from, maybe he didn't know the street rules to this shit. You don't take millions of dollars from people, over years, build yourself up to a certain extent, and then say, F them. They have millions of dollars. They could always go spend those millions of dollars with someone else to help get rid of you. I mean, people been popped for less. I lived in neighborhoods where $50 could get you hit. If you catch a guy at the right time on a humble.
The deadline for the 2025 allowance card has been announced. All Americans over 60
time on a humble. So, these are just things. But if you build it yourself and you don't take money and you don't have your hand out and you realize that big money comes with big strings, maybe, you don't get as big. You don't have how many chapters across the country. All I got is robots going, he was a good man. He loved the Lord. Yeah, he loved money too. And he was in bed with people, billionaires, who were Republican, very much Republican.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so anyway, let's go to Letitia James, Tim Black, while we're still young. Ish. Let's go to Letitia James while us young old heads, can still go to bed at an early hour, at a decent hour. Feel a little punchy tonight. I'm okay. I feel a little bit, All right. Hope everybody's good, man. Everybody just chill out for a second. I've been doing these ice water face dunks. Anybody done these ice water face baths things? 30 seconds, fam. So you do 3 dunks, 10 seconds each, in a pot of ice water, and it's supposed to do something. There's a nerve. Someone knows it, the vagus nerve, and it activates stuff. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Hell, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's supposed to exhilarate you. Wake up your senses. I had just done that before I came down. I haven't even really drank my coffee yet. So it was all energy from sticking my face
this one
in
here
water,
may be a long
ice water. So if you want to offend people and piss people off, maybe you should try the ice water dunk. You need 30 seconds. You need the total of 30 seconds. So it's 10 seconds, breathe. 10 seconds, breathe. 10 seconds, breathe, towel off. All right, guys, hit the like button. We're on Rumble. We're on X, we're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, of course. Tim Black's Woodpack is live in the building. Tim Black Mug, Legacy Mug, at TimBlackMug.com. $20, great mug. order your mug, support independent media, and drink. Politics for the people, Johnson. Politics for the people. Let's go to Letitia James. Let's get this. We know who I am. We don't need that. All right. Yeah, I think Letitia James is here. There we go. Letitia James segment.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Letitia James. I don't need to introduce this.
What is fueling this campaign, what is fueling my soul right now is Trump and his abuses. Abuses against immigrants, against women, against our environment. We need an attorney general who will stand up to Donald Trump. And we need an attorney general who understands and knows the law. And who recognizes that no one is above the law, including the president of these United States.
You know what's interesting? She named all the...
Now, I just want to clear. I want people to be very clear here. And then what the Democrats say, be very clear. That was Letitia James running for the Attorney General. That was her running for a job. She was not Attorney General yet. That was back in 2018. Letitia James has been calling Trump out for 7 years straight. She ran, she got elected on the strength of, I'm going to bring down Donald Trump. Nothing. I'm going to make New York a better place. Well, I guess maybe she would say that. By bringing down Donald Trump. She was running on doing one thing, the one main thing, and that was bringing down Donald Trump. The philander.
And the Democrat, that's all the Democratic Party talks about is we're going to bring down Trump. We're going to bring down Trump. We're going to bring down Trump. What are y'all going to do outside of going after Trump? What are y'all going to do outside of going after Trump? I'll wait.
The horrible whatever she said. Okay?
I think she was mad at Trump over, but then she went after him on mortgage fraud as a civil case, which just always struck me as, I just got to find something here to satisfy my political base. Also, I don't understand why being a political foe of Donald Trump makes you immune from having to follow the law. If she did it.
And by the way, this guy here, Scott Jennings, is very much a Trump ass kisser. Just saying.
Her case
then a jury will, adjudicate.
Her case was not an $18,000 case, was it? It was millions case. If you buy
yeah, but Judge, there's not a qualifier.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that was a case. Okay, that's a case that any prosecutor. I was a former federal prosecutor. Okay. No prosecutor would have brought this case for $18,000. It's just too small. That's the way it works. But for millions, which it wasn't brought, this was not an indictment against Trump. It was a civil case.
She tried to bankrupt him. She tried to ruin his life and try to make it so he couldn't run for president. So what are we going to do?
She brought forward a case that she thought was meritorious. It was found that it was meritorious.
By the way, thank God she failed in her ultimate goal. Otherwise, we wouldn't.
Like I said, Scott Jennings, Trump ass kisser.
But Scott, I mean, wasn't the argument about that case, that civil case that she brought, that there were no victims to the alleged...
Are you getting the runaround from workers' comp after your work injury? You're not alone. A lot of injured workers are stuck in a system that's confusing.
That there were no victims to the alleged
That was always
wasn't that the argument? So then wouldn't, if you were to apply that to this situation, how do you justify then charging her over $18,000, which allegedly, which by the way, again, like those are allegations. Right, we don't know if there were communications between her and the mortgage company about the change of a change of status for the property or anything like that. We don't know about that. But do you think that this is more of a crime with a victim than the one against Trump?
I can only read back to you her own words. When powerful people cheat to get better loans, it comes at the expense of hardworking people. That's what James said. That's the standard
So
she
you
applied
think
to
that
Trump.
that applies to Trump then?
I think I mean, like, she thought it did.
So
She's not doing herself any favors by tweeting out.
Okay, so Abby Phillips defending Letitia James, of course, defending the Democrats, and the Democrats are Democrats are Democrats. So he had Trump. He went and found somebody to help bring in Letitia James, to go bring in the scalp of Letitia James. And yes, that's exactly what he did.
Yep.
And it's wrong to do that. It's wrong to weaponize the federal resources of the United States government against an individual. That is wrong. That should never be done. That's despicable. It's corrupt. We shouldn't stand for it as a people. We should demand better. We should hold those who do it accountable. My only question is, those people that send me emails about it, who complain about it in my comment section, where were you when they were doing that to him? Where were you?
Well, yeah.
You think people usually get sued for paying off, giving a person they slept with $40,000 and keeping a 10-year-old affair, one-night stand, quiet? You think that's a typical thing that happens? Why weren't you saying, hey, this is bullshit, this is wrong, this is corrupt, why is this going to trial? Why are we spending all this money to do that? Were you saying that, or were you?
See, me personally, I didn't give a damn about the Stormy Daniels thing, but apparently Nancy Pelosi did.
Quiet. Why are you talking now? Don't tell me you're not a Democrat without telling me you're a Democrat.
Yeah, why are you talking now?
I want to remind people of this because I didn't realize to the extent that Letitia James had went to be an asshole. I know it's those of you that feel bad enough. You've written me, you've told me how bad you feel about what Trump's doing to Letitia James. All I can think is, where did you people come from? Well, anyway, here goes a reminder of shit Letitia James was doing. When she thought it was a big win for her. Not that it'll matter, because nothing Hitler does, nothing that's done to Hitler will ever be a problem for you. Nothing, I understand that. But for the rest of us who still have reason in their minds at all, that can hold two things in their head at one time, that this guy could be wrong and so could this person, it's a possibility. This segment's for you.
That's the standard
So
she
you
applied
think
to
that
Trump.
that applies to Trump then?
I think I mean, like, she thought it did.
So
She's not doing herself any favors by tweeting out things mocking the interest he has to pay. I mean, isn't that sort of, is that appropriate?
No, I think it's inappropriate. I think it's a terrible look. And you showed this before. What the Attorney General has been doing the last several days is every day tweeting out plus 114,000 whatever dollars in interest. She's mocking him. Let's be honest.
Wait a minute.
She's rubbing it in his face. She's gloating. It's not a good look when Donald Trump's argument to the public and to his voters is she targeted me politically. Now, we know she ran for office. She said it dozens of times during her campaign for AG. Vote for me. I'll go after Trump. That's bad enough. Still ain't right. Now she's piling on and sort of reveling in it. And if I was advising her, I would tell her to knock it off. This is a huge win for Donald Trump anyway.
Hold on a second. I just want to be clear here, Johnson. Letitia James tried to bankrupt Donald Trump. She won her case. And then what was she doing? Every day she was tweeting to the whole world and to him how much money he owed the state. Every day. Still feel sorry for her though, don't you? Still feel sorry for her. Still, he's Hitler, so you get to do that, even if it is the most unprofessional, undignified manner for an attorney general to conduct oneself. Even though it clearly shows contempt, a personal vendetta, that she was basically a hit woman. Not unlike the professional, Leon the professional.
I broke my wedding vow to never watch a movie without my wife.
A hit woman. Not unlike the professional, Leon the professional, in The Professional, one of my favorite movies. Yeah, she was just like them. She was hired hand by the Democratic Party to go after this guy. And that's exactly what she did. She went to go get his scalp. She came back with the scalp. At least she thought she did.
Mm-hmm.
And she was rubbing it in publicly. Publicly rubbing it in on a daily basis. While he sat as a private citizen, he was not the president. She was rubbing it in while he was trying to find the money to pay it. $500 million. A lot of people that are talking shit, a lot of people that are sending me emails, suddenly don't remember any of this. They don't care because it's Trump. And you don't realize that you not caring because it's Trump means the Democrats have done their job and liberals have done their job. Because you're not unbiased. You say I'm not unbiased, or that I have bias. What do you have? You don't even have what we call a healthy dose of, hey, sometimes people get what they ask for. Sometimes people reap what they sow. What happened to that? I thought that was as American as anti-blackness and apple pie and baseball. Yeah, because beating up on black people, that's been the thing in America before baseball. Before we even know what to do with the apples.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But anyway, that's another conversation. Let's keep going.
I was advising her, I would tell her to knock it off. This is a huge win for Donald Trump any way you cut it, and this is a stinging rebuke to the Attorney General, Letitia James. The finding here, it's a very long, complicated ruling, but the bottom line is, while the finding of liability against Donald Trump can stand, for now at least, the damages award, which started at $350 million with interest, gets up close to $500 million, that is thrown out. And the core reason for that ruling, according to the judges, is essentially that there was not enough of a showing here that there were actual victims. And just to refresh people's memories, this is the civil fraud lawsuit brought by the Attorney General. The core allegation is that Donald Trump habitually overvalued his own assets when he was trying to get bank loans from banks and other lenders. And essentially, the argument that Donald Trump made below that has now had resonance in the appeals court is, you're talking about very sophisticated, quote-unquote, victims. These are billion-dollar banks that made the loans, got repaid on the loans by Donald Trump with interest, and actually profited to the tune of millions of dollars. So it's not the typical type of fraud case where you have somebody stealing money from other people or ripping off unknowing consumers. So this ruling by the appeals court is monumental. It was also very unusual in that it took them nearly a year to reach this decision. The next step is going to be to go up to the highest court in the state, the Court of Appeals in New York State.
This is taken from, I think, today. Fast forward to today, boy. Letitia James is at the Zoran rally to standing ovations.
And mind you, this rally was approximately 2 days ago. So let's get back into it.
I'm just asking the question here, and I want anybody, particularly those people that have been writing me about why you going after that black woman, as if I'm going after her. I haven't gone after her at all. But I'd like to know, what has she actually accomplished except going after Donald Trump?
Yeah,
these people will be yelling.
That is a good question. That is a good question. Outside of Donald Trump, what has she done?
Put a pin in it. Let's keep going.
And notice it's a whole bunch of women cheering. No men. No men. A bunch of women Oh, and by the way, these women sound black. Let's continue.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and I've got your back. Hey, it's Tish James. All I'm asking.
Okay. A friend of the show sent me this lovely clip of Letitia James. This was on Facebook. F.A.F.O. Johnson.
For is $5. Please donate. Democrats, Independents, Republicans, individuals who want to re-elect me as the Attorney General of the great state of New York, holding him accountable and standing up for democracy and the rule of law. Tish, I need you. Hey, it's Tish James. All I'm asking for is $5. Please donate. Democrats, Independents, Republicans, individuals who want to re-elect me as the Attorney General of the great state of New York, holding him accountable and standing up for democracy and the rule of law. Tish, I need you.
Yeah.
Unlike other protein shakes with artificial dyes and flavors, new strawberry cachava is made with real strawberries, plus whole body nutrition that's oh so very good for you. Try new strawberry cachava today.
Never sue the person who hit you after a car accident. I just got $100,000 for an accident I was in last month, and I didn't sue, I didn't have to go to court, and I didn't have to deal with insurance directly. Listen, if you've been in a car accident recently, most people have no idea there's actually a way to get massive compensation without any of the traditional legal hassles. Everyone thinks they only have two choices after an accident, except whatever.
For democracy and the rule of law. Tish, I need you.
Yeah. She said something that was very telling in that video. She said, I'm holding him accountable.
Outside of Trump, what have you
Attorney
done?
Generals have big jobs, and none of which is limited. It's not limited to one individual, one foe, Donald Trump. And we've been saying that all the crime, that all of the corporate, all of the shenanigans, corporations, entities, industry. It's a lot for an Attorney General to do, frankly. It's busy work, right? You would think that there'd be more in this statement, this re-election bid donation, trying to raise money for the funds for that. You would think there would be more that she would say that she needs to do, that she has done to earn the support of these constituents. But she's very transparent. She says, I've had your back, have my back, and I'm holding him accountable. Chip in. Big Tish.
Basically, basic shit.
And like I said, man, I know there's gonna be people here who are not gonna get it at all. They don't agree at all. They, whatever. My thing is this, man. It's not about rooting for good and bad people. You realize that our politics in America, there are no good and bad people. Good people never get in the office.
It really ain't.
Good people never get in the office. And that's when I say good. I mean people whose hands are clean. I mean people that haven't had to do things or who haven't taken money from it, sordid interest. People that haven't had to cave into pressures and make all types of deals that they normally wouldn't do, like they probably couldn't see themselves doing before they got in the office. And those are people with the best intentions. No, man, it's not as cut and dry as you want it to be. This is not merry-go-round, fantasy land, in the world of rainbows and lollipops and dandelions and unicorns.
Now that's funny.
No, it's not that. This isn't Roblox, mofo. This ain't Minecraft. It's the most seedy, most corrupt game in town. It's called politics.
Yep.
Rhymes with politics.
Talk about it.
It does not mean that Trump is a good guy or a bad guy. It doesn't mean Letitia James is a good guy or a bad guy. But what you are seeing unfold What is happening now is what happens when the rabbit got the gun. And that is the thing that's interesting to me. It's interesting to me that they turned all their guns on one guy. Not only did they all turn their guns on one guy, he ran through a field of Republicans, not once, not twice, 3 times, man, by himself. Then the Democrats turned their guns on him, including all of the media, talked bad about the guy for years, and somehow he survived. You don't see the irony in that. You don't see anything. You don't. Anyway, I can't convince you. Maybe there's some of you that can't be convinced. I just find it very much a story. I find it very interesting that these people ran on taking the guy's money, all his money from him, just to have him win and for him to go, okay, this your turn. And now everyone's got ethics. Now everyone's concerned about the rule of law, concerned about corrupt activity or misuse of power or something, vendettas. They weren't upset about that earlier, just a couple minutes ago, wasn't that long ago, when this woman was tweeting out, you lost another $3 million. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be posting how much more money you owe the state. We'll be doing this every day. This is fun. So anyway, it is what it is, Johnson. You ain't got to be on the side. When you realize you ain't got to be on the side, it's not my job to be on the side. I don't have to be on the side, or I could be on the side. But in this case, I'm really not. I'm just reporting what I see. I was a person who was reporting last year that they were going to hang Letitia James out to dry. They did. Because that's what they do to black women. They put a battery pack in a black woman and promise her the world, and everybody treats her really nice, and she goes out, she acts a fool, and then they leave her out to dry. They are the Democratic Party. That's what they do.
And by the way, Jasmine Crockett will eventually be hung out to dry, along with AOC and Ilhan Omar. Watch.
I've seen this before. I said the same thing about Fonnie Willis. I said they put a battery pack in her back, promise her the world, she got fame and trinkets and all these things, and then the bottom falls out. And then everyone scatters. They haven't scattered for Letitia James yet, not just quite. They're in the process.
A partir de la semana pasada, adultos mayores de 65 años como usted podrán usar nuestra nueva tarjeta.
Right. They're in the process. The next person who's going to have the bottom fall out, quote me, will be Representative Jasmine Crockett.
Bingo.
There will be
I just said it. I just said it.
She has done, and it will come to light. Mark my words. Between 6 months and a year, there will be something against. She will be under investigation for something because she won't stop talking shit. And everybody has something. The end. Now let's move on to our main event, shall we? Now this is the Tim Black Show. Welcome to it. We do U.S. politics, breaking news, and black culture right here on this channel. If you're new to it, tune in, become a member of the show. If you like what you see, you find it refreshing, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and cut on all your notifications. Don't be like those people that don't have their notifications turned on. And if you have them turned on, you might need to turn them off and turn them back on, because YouTube be bull jiving. All right? All right. So, last couple of days we've been reporting on Stephen A. Smith's call out of Representative Jasmine Crockett. On this channel, I've been critical of Stephen A. Smith. Though for some reason, people didn't know I've been critical of him. You can just go through my timeline and see it. Suddenly forgot that I've been critical of Stephen A. Smith. But I've also been critical of Jasmine Crockett. People that know me, know this channel, can go back my timeline and see that. But I've also been critical of Representative Jim Clyburn, Cory Booker, Elizabeth Warren, AOC, lots of people. It's not just Jasmine Crockett. It's lots of people. That's really what we do. We do a lot of calling out. One of my shows is called Calling It Out. Literally. Famous, important, powerful people. I call them out. Calling out no-name people you never heard of. No one watches that. No one gives a shit. They'd be like, why are you calling this person out? They're a dog catcher from Minneapolis, Tim. Go after the big fish. I go after the big fish, and then you're mad. Why is he going after her? She black. I don't know, because she's there. And she's worth calling out. She's on TV everywhere. Stop defending politicians. She good. She's a lawyer. She got people. She going Kimmel. They be being after her on SNL. Worry about poor people sometimes. Worry about working class people and stop defending stars. That's part of our problem, man. You know that? Part of the problem we got in the black community, man, we need to fix. We need to stop defending rich people. Jay-Z is an opportunist. He just is. That's how he became a billionaire, dumbass. Stop defending rich people. Oh, Tim, please, we can't have any rich. Jesus Christ. I digress. I'm about to cut all this out of the video. So Stephen A. Smith called out Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett did not respond, but she did something else, which I find pathetic. But we'll get to that. Let's catch everybody up. Here goes Stephen A. Smith's response to Jasmine Crockett and critics of him.
Straight Shooter with Stephen A.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the special edition of Straight Shooter. Here's Stephen A. Smith coming at you as I love you every single week. Normally, I'm coming at you on just Wednesday nights, what have you, talking about politics and stuff like that. But I felt compelled to come on the air a little bit earlier this week after what I've had to endure this weekend. What I had to endure this weekend were an abundance of people talking a whole lot of stuff about me because they did not like what I had to say about Representative Jasmine Crockett. She is a Democrat out of Texas, Texas's 30th congressional district. Her work, and her verbiage and all of that stuff speaks for itself. And she has become, a big-time public figure in essence, not just as a representative, but speaking out on a plethora of issues involving the current administration and the White House, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know you could be entitled to a 5 or 6 figure payout if you suffered a serious injury at work, like a broken bone, torn
Administration and the White House, et cetera, et cetera. And I made some noise last week because I had the temerity, the unmitigated gall, to say this about Representative Crockett when talking about the state of our politics in the midst of a government shutdown, by the way, that has unfolded since October 1st. Take a listen to what I had to say last week, please. You Jasmine Crockett or somebody like that. Ladies, I respect intelligent women, no doubt. But how Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district of Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work.
And here's the thing. You said what you said, Stephen A. You stood on it for a little bit. Then out of nowhere, you want to sit there pussy pumping backpedal because of the boule and the D9. All you had to do, Stephen A., was stand your square, and you didn't.
Work is saying that's the man in power. I know what his agenda is. I'm not exactly in a position to stop him since the Republicans have the Senate and the House. But maybe if I'm willing to work with this man, I might get something out of it for my constituency. Because like Joe Manchin said, he's there to represent, or was there for 15 years to represent, the people of West Virginia. She's supposed to be there to represent the people of Texas. I don't know, maybe that just sounds...
Why
ignorant
did you
because it's so
backpedal,
simple.
Stephen A?
But it ain't
Is
that
my
damn complicated.
question.
We make it complicated. Damn, it's frustrating. It really can be. And all the verbiage and all the nonsense that I've heard over the last few days is why it can get exhausting. Because nothing frustrates me more than when people have the truth at their disposal and they choose, maybe not lie, maybe not even embellish, but allow their emotions to usurp facts, and all of a sudden want to use that as an excuse to label me as being something and doing something I'm neither not nor have I done, which in this case is disrespecting Representative Crockett out of Texas, who, by the way, has had an invite to this show for weeks, by the way. Governor Josh Shapiro.
I pointed this out in yesterday's show when I covered this. What did I tell you? What did I tell you, America? Now, there are people that watch the show, but do you listen? Did you hear it? Because this is exactly what I told you, because I've been in this business. I said, Stephen A. been trying to get her to come on the show. This is just him trying to get her to come on the show. I'm positive he's trying to get her to come on the show. I've invited Jasmine Crockett on this show. I've also invited Stephen A. on this show. Part of my invite was reminding them of all the people that have been on this show. Representative Coy Bush, Representative Ro Khanna, Representative Jamal Bowman, twice DNC Chair Donna Brazile, Presidential candidate Marianne Williamson, Presidential candidate Andrew Yang, Presidential candidate Dr. Cornel West, Presidential candidate Dr. Jill Stein, and all these other people, Bill Duke, Michael Moore, Ben and Jerry's peoples. It just kept going. People. Comedian Tony Roberts, funny dude. Anyway, I just went out and listened to all these great people that have been on the show. Hey, these other great people have been on the show. Won't you come join them and be on the show? Give me 15, 20 minutes of your time. We'll keep a tight schedule. Crickets. At least Stephen A's people got back to me.
Mm-hmm.
They got back. They didn't agree, but they got back. They responded. Actually, I gotta check. Did their people respond or not? You know what? I'm not even gonna say if people didn't respond. It's a no. A no's a no's a no. There have been other people on the show. I'm not gonna bring them up because I'm upset with them right now. So here goes Stephen A. Smith doing the same thing that I told you when I said he invited people on. Watch Stephen A. run down his list of people that he's brought on the show. Why? Because he's just trying to have a conversation with her. But Jasmine Crockett doesn't want a real interview. She goes on channels and networks with people.
For anyone who's the victim of
She like Kamala. She wants softball questions.
3 of the biggest myths I see.
Crockett doesn't want a real interview. She goes on channels and networks with people that will give her softballs.
Yep. Just like Kamala Harris.
For all that tough talking that she does, she won't even play home games. That's
Just like Kamala Harris.
Home games.
Just like Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris does the exact same shit.
Came on this show. Bill O'Reilly, Bill Maher came on this show. Okay? And more coming. And she has an invite. And AOC has an invite. Hakeem Jeffries, Democratic House Leader, he just was on this show. I've invited Jasmine Crockett. I have nothing but respect for her. I just disagree on what she's making headlines for because I think it's counterproductive to the ultimate goal. But yet, here we are, and the word disrespect comes in, and people try to engage with words, you know, like disrespect and implying misogyny and all of this other nonsense. Stop it. Stop it. Can we be grown-ups?
Implying misogyny? Tiffany Cross and Andrew Gillum and Angela Rye and Bakari Sellers says you have a problem with black women.
Oh.
That you hate yourself.
Yep. Talk about it.
Not only are you a sexist, they call you basically a coon, a sellout, a charlatan, a grifter. And those are the nicer things they said about you.
And deal with what the real issue is involving what I said? Willie D, Roland Martin, Bakari Sellers, and Angela Rye, who I have profound respect for. I mean, the list goes on and on with all of these people. I don't have their names in front of me to my producer that texted to me. I don't have my phone on me right now, so I apologize for not having those names in front of me. But I'm what are we talking about? How's it disrespectful to say what I said? Could you just disagree? Could we just say, yo, Stephen A., I disagree with you. Here's why. We got Willie D. Put up that quote, please. He's putting out quotes or text or tweets about me. Let's see that again. Stephen A. Smith taking shots at Jasmine Crockett ain't just messy, it's weak. Dude is sitting on one of the biggest mics in America, and instead of using it to uplift, he's tearing down a black woman who's out here putting in real work. That ain't
And Willie D, that's simp behavior, brother. That by Willie D ain't nothing but simp natural behavior. I said what I said.
That's betrayal. Jasmine Crockett ain't the problem. She's the kind of woman who walks into rooms full of snakes and makes the snakes flinch. Meanwhile, Stephen's showing what happens when a paycheck gets louder than the principal. That's sucker shit. Straight up. End quote. Wow, Willie D. You sure are uplifting. I mean, I got to be touched. That was inspirational. Really, that really, really was. That was inspirational. I'm doing sucker shit. That's what you call inspirational? That's what you call uplifting? Really?
And see, I'm not Stephen A. Smith, so I'll be a lot bolder. And I know you think, oh, Stephen A's bold. He didn't point this out, that these things that he's reading were reposts that Jasmine Crockett made on her Instagram. And these are Jasmine Crockett reposting Willie D on her Instagram because her response is to use Willie D's response. Her response is to use D.L. Hughley's response. Her response is to use Roland Martin's response, not to actually respond herself. You know, there were things that Jasmine Crockett has said. My beef with Jasmine Crockett wasn't even about what she said to Trump, though I do find it transparently self-serving.
Very.
And I've said as much. There were other comments that she made. There was more than one occasion she threw black people under the bus.
Sure hell did.
On some BS in interviews. She said things about reparations that I didn't find cool. She said things about what the Democrats have done for black Americans that I had a real issue with. I was standing on very solid ground. So I don't agree. I agree that Stephen A. Smith should be able to call out and say whatever he wants. I would be a hypocrite to say he can't. But I believe that Stephen A. Smith is self-serving, and so is Jasmine Crockett.
Both of them
My
are.
reasons for what I talked to
Self-serving has all
so
hell.
that shit she said, like when she went on the Karen Hunter's show and said, we do a lot for black people. The Democrats do a lot for black people. Like, take my state, for instance. We try to help clean up the water. That's important. I'm like, don't white people in your state drink water? So you're only cleaning up water for black people? That's it? Isn't that a public good that we're all supposed to enjoy? How is that
Talk
somehow
about
a lure to get black people to vote for Democrats? Saying you're trying to clean up the water. Shouldn't the water already be clean? What?
and speaking of Texas, how come Jasmine Crockett ain't said nothing about all those bodies that's in the water rate that's in the bayous of Houston? How come Jasmine Crockett ain't said nothing about all them bodies in Houston? I'll wait.
A first world country. What kind of shit is that? What kind of response is that to black people concerned about reparations and about black agendas and black enterprise and building up their business?
And let me say this about reparations. If I'm going to say this loud and clear, if Wall Street cannot benefit off of reparations, if they give them to black folks, they ain't going to do it. I said what I said.
And you come with some bullshit like black people should be chill. It's not like Democrats haven't done a lot. We've done a lot for black people.
Where?
Now you can stream Countdown to Christmas exclusively on Hallmark Plus.
Like, we've done a lot for black people. For instance, we try to clean the water. And Karen Hunter did not retort. She did not follow up. She did not hold Jasmine to the feet to the fire. So I want her to come on this channel and answer those types of questions. So I'm not surprised that she's not responding and that she hasn't appeared, because what's she gonna say to that? I'm gonna play that clip and what you gonna say? See, Roland Martin will never hold her accountable for anything. He gonna give a softball interview like he has been, making hundreds of thousands of dollars, reposting videos positive about her. Folks, the money in Jasmine Crockett is made by supporting her, not calling her out. Okay? You understand? My demographic is black America. The money to make with Jasmine Crockett, if you want to say I'm a sellout, you want to say I'm doing this the wrong way, if you want to imply, or you want to accuse me of selling out by calling out Jasmine Crockett, you don't know anything about the business. I'm a black man. Most of my audience, I'm a black man with a black focused channel, black independent focused channel that also has people that lean Democrats and people that lean conservative. But the fact that Jasmine Crockett is black trumps all that to a lot of black people. The money for me to make would be to be supportive of Jasmine Crockett, not to call her on her shit. Same way with Roland Martin. I would be doing, for me to sell out and go for money would be to do what Roland does with Jasmine Crockett. It's the same thing he did with Tiffany Henry, which is the same thing he did with Kamala Harris. The only black people that Roland Martin ever calls out are Republicans. We don't get it? It's not that I'm a saint. I'm just trying to tell you what it is. Most of Stephen A. Smith's, I would say half, maybe more than half of his audience are white conservatives. We're not the same. So we have to be able to look at something. If there are 10 people in a room of all different walks of life and all different ideologies, some are conservative, progressive, liberal, medium, independent, middle of the road, radical left, pop, progressive, conservative, far right. But if you said, everybody look at their watch, what time do you have? A number of us, depending on how our watches are set, will say the same thing. That doesn't mean we agree with each other on ideology. It's just you ask the question, and being honest, here goes to my honest answer. Everything's not a conspiracy. Everything is not people working together. Angela Rye, Tiffany Cross, Andrew Gillum, Bakari Sellers, Roland. Everything is not everybody working together in a coalition. Some people just have similar opinions.
Yep.
D.L. Hughley. All right, let's keep going, fam.
Now, I haven't heard everything that Roland Martin said, D.L. Hughley had to say, and all the other names that I mentioned, but I'm sure.
Don Lemon. The fact that I have people the fact that
Dang, ain't nobody said Don Lemon. I sound thought about it.
People that support Don Lemon who are not on point when it comes to media. This guy Don Lemon worked at CNN for 20 years, and what does he do when he gets away from CNN? He basically runs a mini CNN on his own.
Yep. Basically what he
tell us where the
did.
bodies are buried. Just imagine all the dirt Don Lemon has on the network and on powerful people that he could never say before because he was hamstrung. Don Lemon has been hamstrung by working at CNN. Can anyone doubt that when you work for a company as big as CNN, you got all types of agreements and shit you got to sign? Him and Joy Reid work for two of the biggest networks in liberal media. They could bring down the House of Cards and really do something for Black America. What have they done? They're both multimillionaires. They're not hurting for cash. They were both fired, publicly shamed. And their response is to go after Republicans, even when they're independents, to go right back to going after Trump. Not to call out the corrupt system, not to call out the shameful tactics, not to tell you where the bodies are buried in the fight for Black people, really. They do the same job they were already doing. And you got no smoke for them, and then you come and you criticize. Look, Stephen A. Smith, he ain't nothing compared to them. He's a sports guy trying to get in the biz of corporate media.
Mm-hmm.
But those are real guys you should be going after. Who you think knows more dirt about politicians and what's happening in D.C. and all the other corrupt shit than Joy Reid and Don Lemon? And who do they have their gun nozzles pointed at? Who they shooting at? Trump. The guy who's in his last term that already won. And why would you do that if not just for clicks and views and money?
This is Buick. Now. Buick. Exceptional by design. Get 0.9% APR on these 2020...
And why would you do that if not just for clicks and views and money? And to stay in good graces with people, hoping you can go get yet another job somewhere, working for another multi-billionaire corporation. It's just like, man, we gotta really get better, man. It's almost as if we don't deserve independent Black media. Because we don't respect what it's about. And of course, I'm not talking about all. I'm not even talking about most. I'm talking about a loud minority of people who never even thought about what I just said until now. Maybe that's good I said it. And that doesn't mean I agree with Stephen A. I just told you. Stephen A. got shit with him too. That doesn't mean he's wrong. That doesn't mean he's wrong. It does not mean he is wrong about Crockett.
It's along the same line. None but respect. First of all, I'm going to be very, very careful about anything that I say about Roland Martin because he's a friend. I'm going to be careful about anything that I say about D.L. Hughley because I have respect for that man. We've spoken a few months ago. I got nothing but love for him. I am concerned about him not making people laugh and smile as much anymore as he used to because he's more of an activist now than a comedian, but that's a choice and that's his right. And nothing but love for him and respect.
He's a hack.
And anybody else too. My issue with Bakari Sellers is how he talks about me without ever speaking out or reaching.
Zionist AIPAC money, blood money in his pocket has been so for years. That guy goes to their conventions and praises his loyalty to another country.
Now, because you don't like a position that I took before or whatever, but you want to come on and sell your book.
Ooh.
After.
Yeah. So Bakari Sellers with all this shit, and I told people I was at an event, and I saw Bakari up close. I saw how he does. He's a scam. He's a scam. Fronts like he's a really nice guy, What's he do? He tries to come on Stephen A. Smith's show to sell his book. Then when he can't, what's he do? He goes on Native Pods and takes a long, steaming crap all over Stephen A. He just wanted to go on the show. This is what a lot of media people do, though. This is that new. If you don't play ball, they come for you. You say things they don't like, all of a sudden people lose your number.
Yep.
You say things that make you volatile. You're not playing the game. You're not being nice to everybody that you gotta be nice to in DC.
It's high school shit.
Even people that you thought you could respect, you can't have respect for them.
It's high school.
Get him, Stephen A. That's sad. That's sad, Bakari. Put out a statement, Bakari. Bakari once told me, when you talk about me, make sure you tag me so I have an opportunity to respond. I would love to hear what Bakari has to say about going on the Stephen A. show. Do you deny that you want to come on this show? Why would you want to go on a sellout show? A person who no one in Winston-Salem, his alumni, respects him anymore. Why would you want to go on his show? To sell your book. See, these are the type of people, man, that get all the praise, and Charlamagne will invite them up to the Breakfast Club twice a year to sell their wares. And they'll go on the Hot 97s, and they'll be on CNN and MSNBC, and this is what the Democrats like. What they don't like are real truth tellers. And that's just the way the system works. So you're damn right. I don't have to support Stephen A.'s position of flip-flopping and triangulation, self-serving nature of most of his politics. But that don't make him wrong. That on this, that don't make him wrong. And I got the guts to say it.
See, I don't play that nonsense. I don't like that. Disagree with what I said. Say why without all the other nonsense. Got nothing but respect. Willie D got over 1 million subscribers. Man, props to you. Doing your thing. Wishing you nothing but the best. Not getting into all that nonsense. But let's deal with what I was saying, please. Can we do that? Can we be real?
Willie D will have no response because Willie D don't know anything really about politics or how shit work.
He don't.
He's a rapper who put out a YouTube channel whose name still rings out because Scarface and him and Bushwick Bill were endeared and loved by the black community.
Where's the lie in what this brother just said? This brother just said Willie D is a rapper. You know, the Ghetto Boys. He put out an album and it clicked.
And he's played and used that and
He's a rapper who put out YouTube channel rather and got lucky. That's basically what Tim Black is saying here.
I broke my wedding vow to never watch a movie without my wife.
played and used that and did his thing and that's good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
But he's not gonna have a retort. He can't say why you shouldn't criticize Jasmine Crockett except she's a black woman and she really good people. And you're wrong, and that's messy. So you just say something. Basically, Dale Hughley gave Willie D the game. How to get in with the Democrats. The end. Sellouts. Willie D's a sellout. Dale Hughley's a sellout. They're all sellouts. That's what they
Where's the lie?
You think Willie D agrees with everything the Democrats do? How could he? Then why did he support Kamala Harris so unflinchingly? Why did he do all the shit he's been doing? Why is he supporting Jasmine Crockett? Maybe he wants to bring her on his show. He want her to know, I'm not going to ask you nothing you don't want me to ask you. Enough talk.
So let's take it. Let's take it back. Let's look at the resume of Jasmine Crockett, 30th Congressional District. By the way, the two senators that represent Texas is Senator John Cornyn and Ted Cruz, both Republicans. I'm so surprised. Okay? So you got them in Texas, and they're doing their thing, right? What are we talking about here in terms of Jasmine Crockett's district? 750,000 North Texans. Texas's 30th congressional district, vibrant community in the heart of Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. That's the area she represents as a congressional representative. Earned her BA in Business Administration from Rhodes College and a JD from the University of Houston. She's licensed to practice law in Texas, Arkansas, and the federal courts. So this is an accomplished, well-educated woman. Ain't nothing about her stupid. Ain't nothing about her something to dismiss or disrespect when it comes to her resume. Let's get that out of the way so as to make sure I'm not being disrespectful when we're talking about her, okay?
What? Stephen A. never called her a single name. He just questioned her tactics.
Yep. And black women are pissed.
And that's the biggest tale. Even Timothy Cross said he had little D energy. She thought that was a hot take. Yeah, that's what that's the type of rhetoric you expect from one of MSNBC's finest.
What's her reputation? Crockett's performance in the House, according to research, and her success in delivering wins for her district is quote-unquote mixed. She's active, ambitious, and visible, exceptional when it comes to fundraising. But many of her major efforts
I would say
are still works in progress,
wild and ghetto.
stuck in committees, introduced but have stalled.
Ooh, talk about it, Stephen A.
Congress,
talk about it.
I'm just reading. She faced similar difficulties as a state rep. The Texas legislature's sole black freshman had big plans for her first session. She ended up mostly playing defense, according to them. And what the implication was is that while she's great at fundraising, the challenge for her was cultivating relationships in Congress. And what does that mean? Potentially going across the aisle when you don't want to. Potentially going across the aisle, okay, when it might be in the best interest of the 750,000 constituents you represent. We know you're a Democrat. We know how disgusting and vile you find the president to be. You've told us on more than one occasion. What I was saying was, where's that going to get you when you're so willing and so apt to verbalize it the way that you choose to verbalize it? How is that going to be productive to your constituents? You have every right to feel the way that you feel about him. You have every right to do everything that you can to vote him out of office, or in his case, the people that are under him, the J.D. Vances of the world, a Marco Rubio of the world, a Pam Bondi, a Kash Patel, and others. You have every right. You should be doing everything you can to win the midterm. But what I'm saying is, where is her rhetoric going to get her and the people she represents in the 30th congressional district in Texas?
Talk about it.
What am I talking about? To my producers, could y'all play the clip when she's talking about the president as an enemy of the United States? Could she play that, please?
Your reaction to his appointment?
He needs to go. I mean, this is very simple. We right now have a white supremacist.
Are you getting the runaround from workers' comp after your work injury? You're not alone. A lot of injured workers are stuck in a system that's confusing, frustrating.
We right now have a white supremacist that is sitting in the White House. He is backed up by other white supremacists. And if you really want to know who the criminals are in this country, you can Google it. You don't have to trust me. But the people that commit 80% of the most violent crimes in this country are white supremacists. Yet for whatever reason, they sit and they serve at the pleasure of the president. They are the ones that were there on January 6th, tearing our democracy down physically. And now we have them tearing us down right here from within. Here is the problem.
Of course, Congresswoman, to interrupt you, but President Trump, of course, has denied any allegations to white supremacists, and that's why he fired what he is. I know your point, but he did fire Darren Beatty in reaction, they believe, in part to his attendance at that conference. Does that change your opinion in any
No,
way?
it doesn't change my opinion.
So that's the first clip. There's a president of the United States that you're calling a white supremacist, and you're saying that the people who work under him are that as well. While you're in the government, needing assistance from that administration to get things done for your constituency and beyond. Okay, that's clip number one. Play clip number two, please. A full-fledged criminal. Play that, please.
Out our democracy. Well, he did say he'd be a dictator on day one. Oh, Democrats, you know, it's just Trump. He just talks. Well, let me tell you something. He is doing more than talking. We talked about Project 2025. We talked about the consolidation of power. We talked about how he wanted to be a king. We talked about in a democratic republic, that is not what it is. We have some sort of checks and balances, and he is doing everything that he can to get rid of those checks and balances. The DOJ and the people that he's going after were simply doing their jobs. The problem is that Americans thought that it was okay to take a full-fledged criminal and make him the president of the United States, and then they want to act aghast when he does criminal things. Let me tell you, we have a thug in charge of the United States, and if we don't wake up, we may not have a United States, because right now he has only been successful in being a divider in chief.
So you care about facts, meaning the Democrats and the Republicans don't. Okay. That's another clip. And by the way, full-fledged criminal and thug. Those were words. How about this one, where she called the president a piece of shit? Play it.
Because the Supreme Court has paved the way for half the stuff that we see that's going on. Listen, Donald Trump is a piece of shit. Okay, we know that. Yes, yes. He is. He is. He is.
Donald Trump is a piece of shit. That's what she said. That's the third one. There's another one here where she's talking about how the GOP doesn't care about facts, but the Democrats do. You just heard that. There was also another one where she called them again a white supremacist, but it didn't just stop there. She went to her own governor of the state of Texas, who's in a wheelchair, by the way. Keep that in mind. And listen to what she said about him.
We in these hot-ass Texas streets, honey.
Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey. So yes.
You know, see where they bringing this up? I mean, I'm glad he brought it up, but you know, it kind of sucks because these are all things that I've said on this channel. And I pointed out that when I've done segments about the symbolism of the Democratic Party and how Black America needs solutions, that's symbols. As an advocating for Black America, I point out one of the main people that they say is a fighter for the people. There's a lot of smoke, blows a lot of smoke.
Smoke and
there's a lot of
mirrors.
dumb things, says things that doesn't help anyone. How the hell calling your governor, criticizing and mocking your governor's disability, the man will never walk again? How does that make sense? And you know, the Democrats didn't even bench her for that shit. So, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene is horrible. Lauren Goldberg was horrible.
Very horrible.
These are horrible people.
They are.
They say horrible, cruel things. How's Jasmine Crockett any better? It's just your person. You got a person saying horrible shit, they got a person saying horrible shit. That's it. That's all.
Governor Hot Wheels. And the only thing that is hot about him is that he's a hot-ass mess. And that's going to serve 750,000 constituency in the 30th District of Texas.
We like that girl. That's on fire. That's just keeping it real. She talking like the people talk. That's how real people talk. Hot ass mess. That's right. You say that. We love it. And when she, and when the rabbit get the gun, when the pendulum swings the other way, when it's time, when people get tired, if they come for her, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You put a battery in her back, make her a star, and then she falls. That's what I'm saying is gonna happen.
Yep.
It's not that I wish it's gonna happen. It's not that I'm making it happen.
It'll happen.
I've been around.
She's
You don't get old being
gonna fall, and she's gonna fall hard.
For anyone who's the victim of a recent car accident, listen up. I'm going
Come
to take
on,
on
come
three
on,
of
come
the
on.
biggest myths.
Been around. You don't get old being no damn fool. It's inevitable. You can't shit on everybody
Talk
and then
about
not
it.
expect shit in return. And it's just not even fighting to get anything. It's just to score points and go viral. It's basically, Jasmine Crocker's basically a TikToker with Craig. That's it. She's a TikToker with Craig. That's why she was dancing to the Kendrick Lamar songs and doing all the other shit. So,
Yep.
this is, I know, you want it to be deeper than that. That's what she is, man.
Sad
I
but
think
true.
Jasmine Crocker's going to gladly leave Congress in a couple years, if not pushed out.
Nah, she getting pushed out.
Talk show type person.
Yeah, she
Because
gonna.
that's really what she's good at. She's good
Yeah,
at talking.
she gonna get pushed out.
Jasmine Crocker, you know I'm right.
She gonna get pushed out.
Come on, let me know it
Watch.
up. Jasmine Crocker, you know I'm right. You know it.
Here's my prediction. Next 2 years, Jasmine Crockett will either be on CNN or she will go straight to YouTube and have her own show. Watch. Because in case y'all don't know, Jasmine Crockett does have her own YouTube channel. Just putting that out there.
You know this shit ain't for you. You don't like all this tedious writing of laws and all that bullshit. Just want to be able to use your voice and just talking. Captivate the room and roasting people and shit. You might go on tour. I see it now. Jasmine Crockett, Charleston White.
Wait a minute, come on now. Not Charleston White, brother. Come on, bro. Not Charleston White now. Bro, you ain't shit.
Yeah. I can see it. Tell me y'all can't see that. I see it, man.
That is what I was saying. Never mind what she feels. Never mind whatever level of justification you may have towards feeling the way that you feel. When you're in her position, that's not going to get you anywhere. That's what I was saying.
Even though Stephen A was right, Stephen A should have stood his square. Should have stood on his square. Instead, he got butt broken by Roland Martin, bitched out, and apologized like a PUSSY. Let's continue.
What I was saying was, this educated, brilliant black woman representing over 750,000 people is engaging in verbiage and rhetoric for the streets. And that's fine when you're in the streets.
Talk
How
about
many
it.
of y'all bring the streets to the table when you're at the negotiating table trying to get a deal done? How many of you are able to think that for a second that you're able to bring street verbiage to Capitol Hill and that's going to work for you? You literally have senators and congressional figures on Capitol Hill on the side of the Republicans telling the networks, whether it's Fox News, News Nation, or anybody else, please, please, please put her front and center on camera. Why would they do that? Because they know it wins for them. And what I was saying was, I appreciate her passion, her intellect, the fact that her heart and her willingness to be courageous and all of those things are in the right place. But my God, isn't it about winning too? Ain't it about getting it done? No. How about positioning yourself, since Jasmine Crockett was on the record stating that we got to keep our eyes on the federal courts because the conservative federal courts are putting forth rules and regulations, policies, and and judicial things that serve to benefit one side of our country, but not necessarily all sides. Well, what does that mean that you want to become a judge? You are a lawyer by trade. You are licensed to practice law in Texas, Arkansas, and the federal courts. Wouldn't you be somebody that we want on the courts, or at least on committees, having a strong arm towards dictating who ends up on the courts? Not just the Supreme Court, but federal courts throughout this country? Because that's what senators do, right? Wouldn't you want to position yourself to be able to beat a Ted Cruz or a Senator Cornyn? I'm talking about winning. I'm talking about winning. And listen, I voted for Kamala Harris.
Oh, God.
And I voted for her because I said, even though I wasn't fond of her as a candidate.
So you voted for a do nothing, for a woman who didn't do a damn thing as vice president. Yeah, sounds about right.
I certainly thought that she would be more willing to work across the aisle and work with more congressional and Senate representatives.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having to go to...
And work with more congressional and Senate representatives than he would. I certainly felt like we wouldn't be hearing words like authoritarianism and dictators and stuff like that.
Republicans were calling Obama those same things when Obama was president. You just didn't pay attention to it. Liberal media didn't have reported, so most people didn't hear about it. You weren't just so chummy with Chris Cuomo at the time. But they were calling him the same thing. Obama signed a lot of executive orders. Trump has signed, in fact, Obama signed more executive orders than Trump. It's that Trump did so many so rapidly in such a short amount of time. But Obama still has signed more executive orders than Trump. But it's just the media. The media, the way it's like the media reports it. Sort of like, you know, I don't know. You know, if you catch somebody on camera doing something, you know, that says volumes. Doesn't matter if other people did it. It's who got the camera on repeat and who has a video going viral of them doing so.
I knew that. So I get where you're coming from. But when you talk about we're honest, they're not. Were you honest when you chose Hillary and you shoved aside Bernie Sanders as a party? Were you honest when you chose Budden and you shoved aside everybody else because it was his turn? Were you honest when you bypassed a primary and made sure to ensure that Kamala Harris was the Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States? When all of you knew, you knew that Biden was finished. You knew he had no business staying in the presidency. You knew that you could have influenced things in a way that would have forced him out. We would have had a primary, and the best candidate for the job would have been running against Trump this past last November. You knew that. But like 2016, like 2020, as was the case in 2024, and unlike the Republicans, the conservatives, the elite chose our candidate.
They did.
He said the elite chose our candidate.
They did.
And that's the thing with Stephen A. All that talking, just to say our candidate. He's a Democrat, that's his party. And he's not even allowed to criticize people within his party.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, he'll vote for him. He just said he goes through all this talking just to support Kamala anyway. All this shipping and yapping just to claim a party that hasn't had a decent, proper primary in 12 years. I've been reporting that. There are goofies, like I pointed out earlier today, who criticize me for not going to Republicans more. Meanwhile, we got a party that hasn't had a real primary in 12 years. And they don't think that that deserves a supreme amount of focus. Black people vote for the Democratic Party 90% of the time, and they haven't had a fucking primary in 12 years. And you think I should cover Trump? Fuck out of here. Fuck all y'all. I'm done talking about it. Either you're dumb or you're an op. It's either one.
Talk about either you're dumb or you an op. Talk about it.
If you're stealing from black people, you know, they say if you're going to steal from me, if you're going to rob us, at least use a gun. Don't be a fucking con artist. Do shit like a snake. Look me in the eye and put the gun in my face. That's the least you can do. Anyway, guys, what do you think about Stephen A's tirade? His response? Jasmine Crockett, in my opinion, is a coward. She let DL and Willie D speak for her.
Yep.
All that mouth she got everywhere for everyone and everything.
Talk about
She
it.
can't speak up for herself.
Uh-oh.
I don't expect you to come on Little Tim Black's show. Who's that guy? Fuck him. You know what you said, Tiffany Cross? Then you lost your gig, and I'm supposed to feel sorry for you? You let that coward Jason Johnson? People got long memories in this business. I have long memories too. Back to my point, Jasmine Crockett will not come on my show. I get it.
Yep.
This machine could change t-shirt printing forever. I printed this t-shirt with the back neck label, sleeve hit, and
back to my point, Jasmine Crockett will not come on my show. I get it. I'm that big enough. Fine. You won't go on Stephen A's show, but you will retweet or repost other people shitting on him about talking about you, but you won't respond? Because he might ask you a real question and then shut the fuck up and let you answer. And then the word salad will commence. Very much reminiscent of Kamala Harris.
Yep. Word salad bullshit.
Black America, we gotta be tired. It's okay to be tired of the bullshit. It's okay
I
not to
am.
have a party. You don't have a party now.
And Kamala Harris is the reason I became a full-blown independent. Before Kamala Harris, I was a progressive. I'm not going to be a part of a party that doesn't know what the F they damn doing. I'm not. Y'all might. I'm not.
Black America, you are single. You're single. You out here doing it on your own. You think you're with somebody, but you're not. You don't have a party. And welcome to the rest of the world. Working class Americans don't have a party. That's what the whites have been complaining about. Yeah, that's what working class white people have been complaining about. That everybody's racist as you think. They've been complaining that they don't have a party. You don't either. You got a couple black people that have been hired to make it look like you do. But you don't. And it is more than 10 million to 20 million new Negroes.
And I'm going to say this too. The middle class should stay independent. If you are a middle class worker, the way you vote should be independent.
New ninjas. So now you're losing all your voting power. And who's telling you to shut up and not talk about it? All the people that benefit, all the people that make money off the Democrats, all the people that are multi-millionaires, like Van Lathan, Tiffany, and whatever these people, and Angela Rye. When was the last time Charlamagne talked about this shit? Multi-millionaires who made money off the Democrats ain't gonna say shit about the plight of all the working class blacks.
That your hell
that are
won't.
screwed.
And notice after Kamala lost, the very first thing that Bernie Sanders said was the Democratic Party forgot about the working class. And come to find out, not only was Bernie Sanders right, Bernie Sanders even allegedly told Kamala Harris, do not forget about the working class people. But no, Kamala, I don't think Kamala want to do is give us a whole bunch of word salad and talk about Roe versus Wade, Roe versus Wade, Roe versus Wade. What do you have for the American people outside Roe versus Wade? I tell you what you had. You had nothing, Kamala. You're worthless and useless.
That are screwed. And white people are screwed too. Working class people are going to take a hit on this. Meanwhile, they got you talking about inflation being up. When it's at 2.9%. Under Biden, it was at fucking 9%. The Democrats are telling you, just chill, man. He's got it under control.
You know what? We're done with that. I'm gonna go to another thing of Tim Black about this whole Joe Budden. Now, Native Land's been in some issues this week. First it was Stephen A. Smith. Then for some reason they want to sit there and go after Joe Budden. Why they went after Joe Budden, I never will know. I never will understand why they went straight for what they did. And Joe clapped back. And he clapped back pretty good. Pretty damn good. And with that being said, let's get it.
If you're starting a podcast in 2025, you should be looking at video.
In podcasting, the number one
Budden podcast. With those
Start this all the way at the beginning. Start this all the way at the beginning.
Angela Rye on the Native Land podcast, along with Tiffany Cross, Bakari Sellers, and Andrew Gillum, they're having a conversation about intellectualism. And basically, in a nutshell, she said, hey, Mark Lamont Hill got no reason being over there with them, stupid asses. On that reckless, shiftless Joe Budden podcast. Low-brow Joe Budden podcast.
Now, let me say this before he keeps going. If Joe Budden is so low-brow compared to Native Land, how come Native Land only has 128K and Joe Budden is sitting at 1.2 million? Notice the difference in the subscriber count. Joe Budden is at 1.2 million. Stephen A. Smith, another person that Native Land podcast came at, is at 1.5. Make sense. But yet, y'all want to sit here with this elitist attitude, thinking that you're better than any other black person, but yet you're at 128K. It sounds like to me that the people of Native Land cannot see nor smell that their SHIT stinks. And I said what I said. Let's get back to Tim Black.
With those unimaginative, uncreative, unintellectual Joe Budden podcasters. Look right here over there with the dummies. Them dumb YNs and the dumb ONs. OGNs. Why he over there? Wasting his time, all that brain he has. Has all that brain. Why is he wasting his brain away on a bunch of shiftless YN, OG, YNs? Bunch of dumb N-words. You know what I'm saying? Why are you not over here with us? Or with smart people like us? And Joe Budden had a catastrophic clapback to that. stopped Twitter your native land pod because I forgot they were doing a podcast. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I forgot you were doing a podcast. And it's kind of weird how things worked out for him because going on Stephen A. Smith, because air from that, just so happened to have Bakari Sellers on the show, so that gave him more air because, I'm sorry, you know, Gillum is
I'll be
Gillum.
back in a second, y'all.
What more can I say? That's Gillum. They have Bakari Sellers, so that's an extra boost. And then topping all off, they go to Breakfast Club.
Hey everybody, it's Angela Rye, Tiffany Cross,
Andrew Gillum.
We're Native Lamb Pod. We're celebrating our 100th episode. We couldn't do it without our Breakfast Club family. We're so excited.
And they couldn't really do it without me. So welcome to the Native Lamb Podcast. I'm glad to be here.
So that's 3 things in a row right there, fam. And I don't know where you come from, but when things come in threes, you're like, okay, that's a good run right there. You got 3 things happen. But in true liberal fashion, somebody got full of themselves. So when Angela made comments about why is Mark over there slumming it with the dum-dums,
But is there another way to call people in? I don't think that Mark should be left holding the bag in this exchange. I take great issue with that podcast and its treatment of Mark, and I was wondering when he was gonna snap. So I just want Mark to know I'm praying for you, brother. You know that, and I want better for him. I think that he deserves to hold space with people who are at least more compassionate and more eager to learn from his perspective. And clearly, you can take a Negro out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the Negro. So you might not want to keep leaping at Mark. You might just snap and bust your ass next time. I don't know.
sit over in the couch with the dum-dums who don't respect how smart he is. They can't get it. They can't wrap their brains around big thoughts. I don't know, but they can't figure shit out. He has to dumb down his language, dumb down his thinking to slam it with the goofies. The public school students, you know. The community college dropouts, the GEDs, the good enough diploma havers. You know what I'm saying? Joe let her ass have it. Nah, he didn't let her have it. He ain't let her have it. He let her ass have it. Now,
think of all the places that could expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points, alerts you to threats, and fixes identity theft guaranteed. Backed by our new...
He said something to the effect of, I be over here minding my damn business. Why you over here in my business? We don't be worried about what the fuck you got going on, so don't be worried about what the fuck we got going on.
Damn right.
We be worried about each other. And Mark is over here because Mark's needed a place to go, and we gave him a place to go. Black independent media. And why you clapping at the #1 black urban podcast in the country? Putting a stick on our name like that because your guys over here. And that don't give you the right to run our name in the dirt. Or something like that. You know, Joe real forceful. He real aggressive when he talk. He real aggressive. And it was warranted. It was warranted because the over top of the snidiness of the remarks. And you know, Tiffany Cross, I try, man. I try to. You know, I want to like these ladies because they're black women. You know, and they're black women with thoughts. And they make it damn hard to be liked. And Tiffany let you know she don't care if you like her. She don't care about nothing. She said Tiffany Cross was so low. She's like, I don't care what nobody ever say about me or say about what we do. I don't care about nobody's thoughts. I don't care about anything about it. Yes, that's good. That's a good way to be a good steward of the black community. That's a way to work with the blacks. I never hear white people say they don't give a shit about white people. What white people think. I never hear, it's just, I never hear this. I never hear the type of degrading shit black people say. I tell you, man, we got a class war going on in black America, man.
Yep.
White America got a class war going on too, but they're real quiet about it. They keep it a secret. It's almost like they don't want the poorest to find out. But see, our elites, our intellectuals, they want the whole world to know they got beef. It's almost like they think they're untouchable. Yeah, they do that talking down shit, that Obama shit. They let the brokies and the poors know, the non-educated, the non-degree having. Let them know. You are lucky to breathe the air that I breathe. You are holding back the black race. Yeah, they quickly get sergeant. They're quick to do a sarge on your ass. They do a soldier story sarge quick as hell, don't they? Angela Rye kind of look about the same complexion as the sarge, don't she? I don't know, Adolf Caesar? She did an Adolf Caesar on her ass, her and Tiff. Before I get into ripping them a new one, let me just say it like this. A couple quotes I looked up here that I thought were apt. Propos. 1 Corinthians, let's start with the Bible. 1 Corinthians 8. Yeah, I know, right? I know, you like, what? 1 Corinthians 8, verse 1. Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. Fight me! Fight me! Love builds up, but knowledge puffs up. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge. That's a Stephen Hawkins quote. But here goes my favorite, not counting the Bible. My favorite is a Galileo quote. I never met a man so ignorant that I couldn't learn something from him.
Talk about it.
Like this area right over here where we've got the backup power. My friend Mitch installed a transfer switch so that we can just plug in the Jackery 2000 Plus when our power goes out, which has been a lifesaver. We've used it a bunch this summer. And Jackery's the sponsor of this video. Living out here in the country, it is just imperative that we have a backup power solution, especially with both of our businesses being online. The 2000 Plus has a 2 to 24 kilowatt expandable capacity, which is pretty massive. It's got a 6,000 watt output, so you can power pretty much anything. And the thing that's really great about this is we keep it charged off of the wall, but if we were to ever go an extended period, you can recharge it via solar, where it has a very advanced solar charge.
Yep, never met a man so ignorant that I couldn't learn from it. So anyway, as we go through the rest of this, let that be our benchmark. I also came up with a couple of words I wanted to use for her. A couple words. If I can find it. What's all this? Is this old shit? Yeah, this is old. That's the old stuff. Did I print it out? I may not even printed it out, Johnson. So, maybe I got it on my phone. Just some little things, you know. Feel free to use these if you want to make a point. Here we go. Just coming up with some terms I thought that would be fitting. So, in the title here, we call it intellectualism. Intellectualism. And that to me is you're intellectual and you hate. You got your intellectual haterism. And if that's not good enough for you, if that does seal the deal for you, how about smugademia? Instead of academia, smugademia, because they are very smug, very arrogant, very pompous, smugademia. Then there's elite-splaining. Yeah, elite-splaining. Condescentia. Yeah, instead of intelligentsia, condescensia. It's kind of hard to say, but it gets there. It gets the point across. Then, of course, there's the ivory towering. They're sitting above us. They stand above us in their ivory towers, looking down at the poors and the brokies. Yeah. The path for conquering ignorance to miserable uncertainty. Education is the path from ignorance to conquering uncertainty, or miserable uncertainty. From cocky ignorance to miserable uncertainty. So when you know some shit, when you don't know, you get cocky. Dummies are cocky, but smart people are miserable. Because no one's as smart as them. Why does everyone else realize how smart I am, Johnson? Let's be very clear here. Let's be very clear. I'm not one. Michael Mahill is a professor. Angela Rye is not. Tiffany Cross is not. So really, why would he need to come be on your podcast?
Talk about it.
Magnus Pro was a game changer. It made all of your cables disappear with the world's first integrated power supply column, a cable management tray that spans the full length of your desk, and modular magnetic accessories that attach almost anywhere, allowing for nearly limitless customization. But not everyone needs the full magnetic power of the Magnus Pro. Introducing the all-new Secretlab Magnus Evo. It simplifies everything you love from the Magnus Pro, bringing the best parts from our flagship desk to everyone. Magnus Evo raises the...
I mean, if you can't be amongst peers, at least be with people more successful.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, if you're going to be with people that's aren't your peers, why not be with people that got money? Shit, last time I heard Joe Budden podcast paid like $1 million a damn episode or some shit. Anyway, so, I'm just saying, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. You know, Michael Mahill was a regular on CNN, and CNN is a ass paper. No, it's an ass paper. Real talk. It may be respected amongst a bunch of button-pushing elitists, but to regular people, CNN is garbage. Sometimes I play CNN clips, and I can hear people clicking off my shit. It's a CNN clip. Just leave it. A lot of times people only stick around because they like, okay, what's him going to say about these motherfuckers? That's how little working class people really respect CNN. Not everybody, but there's a lot of people that don't like CNN anymore. So Mark used to work for a very much suspect organization. So let's not act like that was a good look. Oh God, now we're slumming. No, he was slumming before. He was just more popular. He was on a platform elites like. But that was, to me, that's slumming. Intellectually, maybe not intellectually, but ethically, yeah. They do a lot of fucking lying on CNN. They do a lot of lying and caping for powerful people on CNN. At least he doesn't have to do that now. At least he might disagree about who's got the best rap verse in a given duet or whatever the hell, the rap duo track or whatever, but he ain't got to lie about how corrupt the situation is. He can be true. I don't think he can do that really with y'all podcasts. And like, I'm not saying that Mark is as bold as I am. You know what I'm saying? Or crazy. Where he gonna call out the Democrats and the Republicans at the same damn time and really had nowhere to go. Somebody said he's gonna go as far as me, but he could go as far as he wants to go because he don't have to go any of those routes anymore. So just her whole premise, Angela Ryan's whole premise is that Mark Lamont Hill comes from a better place. He's worked with real intellectuals, and he has something really smart to say, and he's not getting the proper respect he's supposed to get. And I don't think that's true. I think the people at the Joe Budden podcast appreciate him. What we don't appreciate is arrogance. And that's something. We're supposed to all be in the same. We're all suffering the same fate. We're all dealing with the same obstacles as the people, as black people. But some of us always got to separate themselves. I mean, what she's had to say to Mark on that video, she had to say that shit. She could have called him up and told him. So let's stop the illusion that all us working class people are idiots. Cause you ain't say the shit cause you cared about Mark. You ain't say it cause he's your friend. You said it cause you wanted some airtime. You said it cause you were so sick of winning. Cause y'all had a good week. Stephen A responded to y'all. McCarthy came on the show. And now what? We got Joe Budden responding to you. But you, I feel like you only said this about Mark. You didn't say it to help Mark. I don't think he give a shit. Because if you really cared about Mark, you wouldn't even put him in that situation. You would have hit him up on the back channel.
Yep.
You'd have phoned your boy, text him or something.
Damn right.
At you. We want you to make a change. Our door is open. We'd love to have you. And if you've already had that conversation, why make it public?
Exactly.
So,
made it public on purpose.
Which is be messy.
Yep.
And now we got black people going at each other. Joe said he been doing this thing for 20 years. He ain't never said Joe's name out loud. I'm not here to defend Joe Budden. I'm just here to say what it is. Angela Ryan, a lot of us are tired of you, not because you're so smart, because you're not.
Never was.
The crying game. I don't know why people tolerate you and don't tolerate Van Jones, because y'all both famous for the same shit.
We all know about Blue Chew by now, but did you know that you can order it online? Like no doctor's office and no weird farm.
Y'all both notorious crybabies. I don't know if we need you in the fight. Big Kamala Harris supporter that you is. Yeah, man. And like, man, I'm trying to be a better version of myself that don't give y'all the business. But I can't help but tell the truth, man. You know, like, I've been meaning to say this, and I'm going to go ahead and take the opportunity to say it, and I know it's going to be unhelpful, and I can see virtual people running out, no, Tim, no, don't do it. I got to say it. You know, when Mr. Wonderful accidentally touched your arm, you almost you almost lost your mind because the white man touched your arm or your hand on the show, and you wanted to shit on him in front of the world. Yeah. That kind of showed your desperation. That kind of showed your desperation. Yeah. That was petty as a motherfucker. You do know that, right?
Sure hell was.
You know everybody was watching that, right? I don't even want to be in the same room with you. Not because you're so smart, I'm afraid you're going to out-talk me, you're going to out-take me because I don't think you are. Because, see, I'm a simple man, but I say what needs to be said. I'm tactful, and I mean what I say, and I ain't going to start crying and boo-hooing and cry, oh, this person saying something, and blah, 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 and try to get the people on you. That's you. That's you.
Sure hell is. Tiffany Cross all day long.
I mean, I was ticked off at Bakari Sellers about some shit that happened 3 years ago, and I never said it on my show. And I talk every day, 4 or 5 times live, 4 or 5 times a week live, for 2 or 3 hours by my damn self. I ain't say shit till like 3 or 4 days ago. Feel like you had to jump out the jail on some shit that even need to be said. Nobody even, it ain't had nothing to do with you. It didn't have nothing to do with you. So it was all scripted, it was all diabolical is what I'm saying. That's how I came across. You know what I'm saying? You're messy.
Very.
You're self-serving. Because if it was about Mark, you would have hollered at Mark.
Damn right.
You would have put everybody else in it.
Yep.
And I may not have went and got degrees. I may be a product of Prince George's County Public Schools. Little community college. Working for a local newspaper here in D.C. But when I was out working with campaigns and out doing real news reporting and out doing real coverage of political work, I never saw y'all motherfuckers. I was keeping it real. I never saw none of y'all. Bakari's the only person I ever seen anyway. I never saw Roland, I never saw you, I never saw Tiff, I never saw anybody in the actual doing shit. When I was at Politicon or if I was at rallies during the 2016, in 2016 when I was in Philly, at the primaries and shit, at the DNC, I ain't seen none of y'all. When 2020, we was out in the streets, I was covering, going to events, whether I'm in DC or in Maryland, or when I was out at Big Ellis's, or I was covering the Bernie thing, or I'm at this thing they're doing, I'm at this black organization holding this thing. If it ain't funded by the DNC or the Democratic Party, I don't even see y'all. I don't see y'all. I was just telling my wife this earlier today. I'm like, it's crazy. Everybody, I'm competing against all these people who ain't never been doing anything. They've just been sitting. If they're not paid, if they're not getting a bag from the DNC, you don't see their asses. If it ain't some highfalutin, put your pinky out, put on a tux, be seen at the Essence or some shit, something, you know what I'm saying? If it ain't, it just seems. And I could be wrong, man. I'm just saying what I haven't seen. And I'm not saying I'll be everywhere. I used to be. Now I'm busy as hell. I'm doing the show six days a week, man. I'm busy as hell. Do all my own editing, do all my own videos, do all my own business, everything. B2B, all that shit. So I'm busy. I'm real super busy. But I'll be back when I can take time to get out. I gotta go do it. And let business suffer. Just to be out with people and cover shit personally. So anyway, it just seems kind of crazy that you would be like, Mark Lamont. I go to events and I see the Real News Network, I see TYT, I see me. I ain't see no Native Pie. Ever.
You ain't gonna see him out there.
So what are you talking about? He ain't hanging out with the right people. You the right people? What's the right people for Mark Lamont Hill to hang out with? He can't hang out with his brothers. He can't kick it with regular brothers. And that's a problem that y'all think that way. It's a problem. Y'all think y'all above somebody. You can never get too big. You can never be too big to go home, and never be too big to work with the people
Never ever.
that made you who you are. And I never wanted that. And the way it's going, don't look like I'm gonna have that problem. Be honest with you. I don't look like I've ever had that problem. And that's good, because I don't want that problem.
So sponsored or not, I know you guys have seen us using our Jackery 2000 Plus solar generator for almost every project we've done down here, so huge thank you to them for sponsoring this video. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of some of my...
And of course, I'm pretty sure Angela Rye's would say she didn't mean it this way and that way, and taking her out of context. But come on, man. Is Tiffany Cross capable of giving anybody a compliment? Everything she says is so backhanded and mean. She's just so angry. Why? And that's not all black women. All black women are angry. But it's like Angela, but it's like Tiffany is always pissed off. She's always shitting on people. That's all they do. It's like you're just angry that people are not. It's like you blame people for not wanting to support your podcast. It's like y'all mad that you think you should deserve to be doing better. Man, the market be speaking. The more people know about my show, the better I do. The more people know about your show, you do the same. You'll get a slight uptick from this, and it'll go right back to where it was because it's off-putting. It's not interesting. It's not inviting. It is boring. It is lame. It's missing many elements. You could call them cartoonish. I noticed that there are people who are always the smart people. It's always people with the degrees, the smart people, that look down on all the things that make people successful. Because they don't know how to do them. You know, like be funny, be interesting, have charisma. They can't do none of that shit. None of it is in their repertoire. So they shit on those things.
Yep.
You can't do it, so it's unnecessary. It's beneath you, because you can't do it. It's like a running thing with intellectuals. I don't know, man. An intellectual is someone whose mind watches itself.
Yep.
There's some ideas so absurd that only an intellectual could believe them. That's George Orwell. The intellectual tradition is one of servility to power, Angela Rye. And if I didn't betray it, I'd be ashamed of myself. That's Noam Chomsky. And that's what I'm talking about. There are a lot of intellectuals who have been in service to the powerful. And that would go for most of the bright people that have worked at CNN. They are unscrupulous. It doesn't matter how great you speak of what you're saying don't mean shit.
Damn right.
It doesn't matter how eloquent you are if you ain't saying shit. And if you ain't speaking truth to power, it'd be better if you're not smoking at all. There are much worse people to talk about, you know, than you in the native land part. And I'm not even here to gaslight, like, I'm not even on it. I'm just noticing this thing. You were doing well, and then you went too far.
Yep.
You had a winning week, and then you ended it by shooting yourself in the shot yourself in the knee. You know, you took your own knee out. That's on you. It's unforced error. Unforced error, uncalled for.
Very much uncalled for.
I had my disagreements with Mark LaMahia. I do. But this ain't about him. This ain't even about you. It's not even about Angela Rye. It's not even about Joe Budden. It's about these intellectuals. It's about smart people, people with degrees looking down on working class black Americans. It's about black Americans with a little bit of education, some book sense, but no common sense. Looking down on people that make this shit run. Intellectuals got us so bothered. I don't think Harriet Tubman went to any college. That's how I look at it. That's how I see it. All that thinking ability, what? To find better ways to sell us the fuck out. Come up with all types of ingenuity in ways to be a sellout. To get theirs and leave everybody else behind. And have a whole bunch of excuses. I do agree with Joe Budden. I'm glad he clapped back. And I think that Angela just went too far. It was unnecessary. It was a bad move. Sometimes you gotta leave the casino when you got money in your pocket. Don't go for broke. Just gotta learn to leave. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cross is not likable. No, and it's like she adamantly is upset with anybody, with people just I don't think Tiffany Cross likes black men. Yeah, I think Tiffany Cross does not like brothers.
I don't think she like men, period. If you know what I mean.
Who knew Tiffany Cross would be so cross? It seems to me like she detests black men. I think she detests men in general. Now that I think about it. I don't think she likes people.
The Jim Black Show streams Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
And I got this one here for y'all from Tim Black. Come on.
If you came to me and you said to me that it came across as a bit dismissive, Stephen, you should have been more protective of her than that, because look at how he speaks. Look at how they act on Capitol Hill towards her. I understand that. But when somebody tries to take that to accuse me of being disrespectful or in any way misogynistic, I'm going to push back on that, because that's emphatically false. There's no truth to that whatsoever, and I'm not accepting that, and I'm not owning that. I can sit up there and I can look at Representative Jasmine Crockett. Do you know what I think she should be doing? I think she should be competing for the Senate seat in Texas or for the Attorney General spot, because she's qualified. I personally think Kamala Harris should have ran for governor of California. I've said it for the record that if Michelle Obama was running for president, she would have beat Trump, in my opinion. I think she'd have done it. That's how I feel.
Yeah, you backpedaled like a son of a
But somehow,
bitch.
some way, it's never enough for some people out there. I understand. I would advise you to get over it. Or buckle up, because I'm not going away. This is my show. I will say what I feel and I will do what I want. It doesn't mean I'm going to be insensitive. It doesn't mean that I don't care about our community. A matter of fact, most of the trouble I get in is because I care about our community. And the reason I'm bringing this up and the reason that I'm willing to attack this subject, because this really ain't about Jasmine Crockett. I respect her. I wish her nothing but the best. I was simply asking a question. That's all. What's working for you? Because I don't want her to lose the prowess that she has. I want it to continue to gain and elevate. We need resistance to what we see going on in the streets of America. I asked a question. I get it now with Trump feeding into that nonsense, giving him fodder or ammunition to continue to go out there and talk about our black women that way. I got it. I don't like that at all. I don't want to be associated with nothing like that.
Past the election date, so that would mean the next president has it. But I did say that I think the Democrats have gone totally crazy, and you don't know what they're going to do, because they don't care about the people. They don't. I really think they have no leadership. They have a lot of very low IQ people. Jasmine Crockett is a low IQ person. A lot of them are. I don't want to insult too many of them, but a lot of them are. They have no rudder. I don't think they know what they're doing right now.
This is not a scam. If you are an American over the age of 63 on Medicare, you can apply for the 2025 spending allowance card, which is worth thousands of dollars.
They have no rudder. I don't think they know what they're doing right now.
I don't want to be associated with nothing like that. And I apologize, because I respect the hell out of Jasmine Crockett and what she has accomplished. I absolutely do. And I appreciate the fact that she feels compelled to fight the way that she's fought, the way that she fights, because of what she's dealing with. I've been a journalist for over 30 years. I don't want enemies. I truly don't. But I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to call it like I see it. It should be done respectfully. It should be done with the sensitivity that it needs to be done with. I get it. I understand. But I'm going to be me. I'm going to call it like I see it. I can look Jasmine Crockett in the face and say, I'm sorry for any kind of noise I caused in your direction. Because she is accomplished and she is smart and she does have an incredible challenge working in this political climate on Capitol Hill. I got it. And when Trump came at her like that, I said, damn it. I was pissed off because I said, that's what they're talking about. When they're saying, you know what, when you question something about her, it's going to invite that. I understand.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS.
So now, Stephen A. Smith, he sees the light. Hey, he saw the light. Now, he saw the comment section.
Yep.
He saw his bank account.
Yep.
He saw the phone ring from ESPN.
Talk about it.
Or Disney.
Yep.
He saw the raw numbers. That's what he saw.
Yep.
First he went on Jasmine Crockett. Now suddenly she's a hero for standing up to Trump. That's what she was doing? She was standing up to him? I think the network's called a meeting.
Yep.
It told you to set this shit straight.
Yep.
This is a problem. Yeah, you didn't have the complexion for the protection from the collection. That's all it was. Yeah, you thought you could do this and not have repercussions. Whenever I called out Jasmine Crockett, I had repercussions. You gotta be willing to live with the repercussions. Let's talk about what this really means, because this ain't growth. This is maintenance. What I call brand maintenance.
Yep. None but maintenance.
This whole idea that, oh, no. Now Jasmine Crockett's going to be facing all types of scrutiny because of you. No, it's not because of you, man. It's because that's the way the system works. That's Trump. She been going at Trump. Trump's now going at her. That's what it's going to be. Who started that? Her. He ain't petty enough to respond. But they knew that about him. That's why they kept doing it. That's why she kept going after him, because she felt he would respond. And it worked. What I find disgusting about this is everyone knows this is all a charade. You're up here worried about what Roland Martin thinks. I don't think you understand it. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. We don't respect Roland. We think Roland's on the tape. Roland's full of it. You should not change your tune because of Roland Martin. I don't know, man. I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised because I know how Roland... I know how Stephen A. Smith is. This is exactly who you are. This is who you always been. Mr. Move forward, move back, backtrack, backtrack. You're like Dora the Explorer. Exploring the political arena for your own self-serving nature, for your own opportunity. And that's what you've been doing. And this only proves my whole point with you with all of that, man. You're just looking for the come up. And I'm someone who thought you were going at Jasmine Crockett for the wrong reasons. But any opinion is a valid opinion. It's valid to question her. How dare anybody say she can't be questioned and called out? Everybody can be questioned and called out. No one say that about Hakeem Jeffries. No one said you can't call out Hakeem Jeffries. No one said you can't call out Chuck Schumer. In fact, they hope you do. And as I said it before, all these people talking shit wouldn't be saying anything if it was Omarosa. The Trump girls, Diamond and Silk, got the names right this time. Stacey Dash, Candace Owens, none of them will be saying anything if you'd have roasted any of those black women that weren't Democrats.
Are you getting less than $2,500 in Social Security and you're a senior on Medicare or Medicaid?
Here's some fantastic news. They've recently updated their policies to help with skyrocketing prices. And guess what? Last week alone, thousands of seniors got their $3,200 allowance, including me. This allowance can be used on things like groceries, bills, prescriptions, or any other essential expenses. It's absurd that so many seniors still don't know about this, and that is why I'm spreading the word so all of you guys don't miss out. There is no extra requirements. The allowance isn't for some special people on some special list. It's for all of us. That means every single one of you seniors on Medicare and Medicaid.
Those black women that were Democrats. So it's all bipartisan bullshit. And in my opinion, if we can't hold Democrats accountable the same way we hold Republicans accountable, that's a problem. You're punked out. And it's even worse. It'd be better if you didn't say shit. Sometimes you gotta take the L when you get the backlash and deal with it. It wouldn't have destroyed you. And now all it did was destroy your credibility. You're alive, credibility gone. I hope it was worth it. Your whole premise of calling her out was bullshit, because she said mean things about Trump. That was bullshit. And if that was part of the criticism you got that made you change, that's the only part I agree with. Because that's a horrible reason. Trump is not above criticism. Neither is Jasmine Crockett. The nature of her criticism, yeah, it seemed theatrical. It was performative, which makes it insincere and unreal. And I don't see how it helps us. It doesn't help black people for her to cuss out the President of the United States. I guess people in Texas thinks it does. They think it does. Okay, fine. I disagree. All it does is get you unwarranted attention.
Yep.
And as I stated on my first video, where I say this, and I'm the only one who said it. I'm the only one saying this, guys. I need you guys to write this shit down. Between now, 6 months and a year from now, they will have a charge on Jasmine Crockett. They will have found something on her. She may be smart, but she's not smart enough to see the writing on the wall that around the corner there's problems for her. She can't see Fonnie Willis. She can't see Big Tish going down and know that problems come in threes. She don't see that. I question how smart she is. And all for what? To perform for the Democratic Party. See, my critique's a little bit different. I wonder why is it black women keep putting themselves in harm's way for a party that don't give a shit about them? Why do they insist on being the crash test dummies for the Democratic Party? The eyes that big, the bag that big, the opportunity that big, what is it? And if so, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it. Don't go blaming Stephen A. Smith because you're in harm's way. You did that shit. He's not walking it back out of conviction. He's walking it back out of convenience. So that means everything that people have been saying about you, Stephen A. Smith, you proved this right.
Mm-hmm.
You are a person that does stuff for expediency. You do it because it's the right move at the time. Please don't run for office. Run your ass back to ESPN and do your damn job. That's what you need to do. That's where you need to stay, because we don't need more fake ass politicians, man. We don't need no more.
He ain't told no lie yet.
Truth tellers. Truth tellers on Tuesday. Lies and backtrackers on Wednesday. We don't need that, brother. We got enough of those. When the checks call, the convictions crawl. When the checks call, the convictions crawl. Or stall. There we go. The conviction stalls.
Yeah.
Won't turn over. The engine won't turn over. The elevator's busted. The oven won't work. The dog won't hunt. The key won't fit. The window won't shut. The door won't close. Overpraising Crockett now feels performative. It's not respect. It's repair work. We've seen it before. More of the same. You just canceled yourself in ways that the Democrats couldn't do. Only you can do this to yourself. It was a bad idea to do this for any reasons other than what you felt was necessary. And that's why I feel, let me just tell you all I can tell you is how I feel. When I say it on business, I'm saying it on business. Even if I'm wrong, I'm saying it up for my people. And if I go too far, I know I'm going too far for my people. It's not for me. I'm not running for office. I legitimately feel the way I feel.
Currents of change flowing together.
Feel the way I feel. Somehow they're going to make this about you if Trump calls out Crockett. Man, she been calling out Trump for damn near a year and a half. So now any backlash you get is your fault. You gonna let them gaslight you to that shit? That's what they doing? Yo, man, I never would have called her out on behalf of Trump, so that's a goofy. You deserve pushback. You deserve flames for that. Just for the basis of calling her out because she said shit to Trump. Like I said, I don't see how it helps, but I would never criticize that other than to say, stop using black people as a stepping stone. And here you go using it. She's standing up for us. She fighting for us. She's accomplished so much. Yeah, I like to see the trail of accomplishments. I like to know more about the trail of accomplishments. But there is some truth in it. There is some truth in this one point, and I'm gonna say this, and I think we'll end it. The worst thing about doing this job and trying to do it well, and trying to be a truth teller and rising to the occasion and being unafraid, is that both of these parties are shit. Yeah, both parties are shit. That's why I say you can't do it for Trump, because Trump ain't worth it.
He ain't.
I stand up for Black America. Black America's worth it. Because Black America are who my children are. It's who my mom is, who my dad is, is. You know? That's different. But standing up for a guy that do the crazy shit Trump do, that's crazy. That's a fool's errand. Never do that shit.
Oh,
So
hell
if
yeah,
that's
that's
what you're
a fool's
apologizing for, I
errand.
gotta say, okay. To put all that sauce on it, she's this and she's that. Now she's that. She an opportunist, so she wouldn't be doing this shit.
Exactly.
I don't know what they promised her, what they got on her, is making her crash out like this over. Well, she was crashing over Biden. I've never seen such travesty, such ass kissery over Biden. The crime bill guy. Well, look, guys, I'm gonna give her a break. I think most of the people, until she makes the news again, I'm gonna give her a break. But I gotta say, Stephen A. Smith, I'm glad you did this, because some people were taking you serious, and now they know not to. I hope they now know this. Maybe now they can get off your. They can stop talking.
They now know that Stephen A. has no spine, no backbone, no efforts, no nothing. That's what they know now. Let's go back to Tim Black.
This dumb shit about you running for office. Real support means you're saying.
Bro, I wish Stephen A. would try to run for office, cause every day Stephen A. would run for office is a minute that I would clown the FUCK out of him. I would happily clown the FUCK out Stephen A. Smith.
Principles, not just passion that fits your corporate lane. If you ain't willing to lose shit, you can't be a fighter for Black America, which you've never claimed to be. You're a fighter for Stephen A. Smith. That's what I think.
Show hell was.
That's what I think. And
Fighting for himself.
You just verified. You verified that belief I have about who you are. You solidify that thought, and I'm glad you are being who you are, and I'm not surprised. Do you? Just stop pretending to do something else, because I'm going to tell you something, man. Black America needs people that are willing to take L's. We need people that are going to be willing to put themselves in harm's way. You got to be willing to lose shit. And if you ain't willing to lose shit, you can't be a leader. That ain't how it works.
That's not how it works.
Demonstrated. You ain't built for that.
That was built for it.
You said you're going to be you, and you are being you. A backpedaling big mouth.
Oh, talk
when
about
it's time to stand up, really stand up. When it's something to lose, you punk out.
Damn right.
So you either were full of shit when you brought this issue up,
ooh,
or you full of shit now.
Talk about
Which one is it? And don't tell me, oh, I just wasn't thinking. No, you thought. You thought. You didn't do this haphazardly. You just wake up one day and say, I'm going to go out to Jasmine Crockett. Because Jasmine Crockett been talking shit for months, over a year.
Yep.
You doing this was calculated, and your rescinding is calculated.
Show hell is.
And that ain't what we need, brother.
Nope.
We don't need that.
No, we don't.
And anybody out here who had high hopes and Stephen A. Smith, God bless you, bless your heart. At least you know that. Now that you see it, you dumb enough to take this shit hook, line, and sinker, you're a damn fool.
Damn right, you're a damn fool.
Believe him.
The Tim Black Show streams Sundays.
And like you said, if you won't believe Stephen A. Smith ever again, you're a damn fool. With that being said, I thank y'all for being here. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.